Alright, hi everyone. So today I thought I'd talk about basically pedantic compilers and compilers that leave you alone. I generally like to use the second one. So there are compilers that presume you're basically going to release this to thousands of users like enterprise level. Like this is, I don't know, this is Linux or something like this, I don't know. And then there's compilers that basically don't do that, and it's like like you can experiment, you can iterate, you can have things not be completely working, you can have imports that you're not using, you can have unused variable. It just leaves you alone. So there are certain languages like Rust, Zig, Go, things like this. They generally are in that category. They are in the I'm going to make sure this is 100% correct because it's going to millions of users mode by default. And you can't really change it, you can't turn it off, which is generally why I don't like to use these languages when I'm messing around, because I don't know about you, but when I'm messing around, am I shipping to a million users? Probably not. So I'm going to write a function and not use some parameters because it's not finished yet. So when I hit compile, I'm not sending it to millions of users. So here's some examples. So here we're doing some bitwise operations in Zig, which is almost like walking on glass, to be honest. It's not exactly a fun experience. But say, for example, bitwise operations are kind of niche, I guess. And sometimes you just want to print stuff. So there is a kind of way to use breakpoints in Zig, but it's really clunky. You have to have like an external dependency. Also in VS Code, I just generally have problems with breakpoints. Sometimes it just breaks, sometimes it doesn't work at all. So often what I like to do in some languages is something like this. So I want to know what result is in these situations, right? And I don't want the rest of the code to run. I just want to see what the result is. So I'm just going to go std, well, I'll say print. And then we're going to return. And what's it going to say? It's going to say unreachable code error. Why? Again, it thinks I'm not experimenting. Like it thinks, oh, error, return. Oh my god. To get rid of this error, the workaround I have for this is so ridiculous that it's insane. So first you create a runtime known, has to be runtime known, otherwise the compiler will yell at you. Has to be runtime known, condition bool equals false, and then we're going to mutate it so the compiler shuts up, mutate it, and then we're going to go if the condition equals true, then we return. Then it shuts up. That is how you do it. And again, okay, it's apparently not. Okay, we need, let's say, return 0. I don't know. It's got to return something. That is how you get the compiler to shut up. Because, I mean, I could install a third-party dependency and use breakpoints, but generally I'm just too lazy to do that. In theory, you could also do something like, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it is when you say if build type is debug, then do something. I can't remember the actual how to write that, so I'm not going to bother. Anyway, so because I want to print this out, this will actually work now. So yeah, we print that out and then we have the value here. We could also print out the bits if we wanted to. But that's how to get that to work in a very annoying way. But say also, like, maybe I make a function, right? Maybe operations calls a function and I haven't actually finished the function yet. So okay, like, I don't know, unfinished function. Let's say I just return 0. Well, the compiler never shuts up. You didn't use a parameter. Oh my god, man, this is like production level code. It's not production level code. I'm experimenting. Leave me alone, please. So I have to, like, for every parameter, I've got to spam this crap every time. So for experimenting, I'd rather use Odin. Why? Because Odin leaves me alone. It leaves me alone. So I can just go here and just say, for example, return. Apparently I wasn't aware of this. Apparently Odin's actually strict about this, which kind of defeats my argument. But say, for example, apparently Odin's actually strict about this as well. Apparently this curse has gone everywhere. So I have to make a runtime bool as well. Anyway, but say I make a procedure, like example, and then don't use a variable, like Odin won't yell at me. Odin will not be annoying. If I put in an allocator, or I put in a, I don't know, value, say value I32, we put in a value, do that, then Odin won't yell at me. We could just do something like this, maybe. Let's say if result not equals 0, If it's compile time mode, it still might stop me just to be annoying. Ah, we need the arrow. I haven't used Odin in a while. There we go. So Odin just lets me do that. Apparently that it won't actually let you do that. But anyway, so here I don't have to use value. Like the compiler just leaves me alone. And say if I convert this over to C3, C3 would leave me alone, which is generally why I could show you a Go example as well. Go is just annoying. Say in my type Go project. Alright, so we have type Go. So here we have basically conditional compilation in Go is really annoying. You have to kind of I just can't be bothered to do it, so I generally just comment it out. But the problem is, if I have this here, which is just for Windows because I want to have colored codes in Windows, I have to do this and uncomment this out, and then call it. Something like this. Anyway, so if I just comment this out or don't call it, for example, I don't call this function. So the problem is if we never call this function, then it gives you an error because you have an unused import. An unused import is again seen as like, oh my god, your computer's going to explode. You didn't use an import. Oh my god, millions of users. It's like, no, why is an unused import an error? This is just ridiculous. It drives me crazy. So I basically just comment it out. And when I'm compiling for non-Windows builds, I comment it out. When I'm compiling for Windows builds, I'll do that and then uncomment it out because I can't be bothered to do conditional. Anyway, I'm a bit lazy, to be honest. Maybe I should learn how to do conditional stuff. I just can't be bothered to do that. Anyway, so yeah, unused imports, unused local variables. Just leave me alone, please. So generally, I like to use, if I'm experimenting, I'll use C#. Right, so in C# I have this project, which is basically I use just for experimenting, literally testing everything. I use it to test everything. And I can write stuff really fast in it. And I've written, for example, I wrote a stack simulator, and I also, like, it has compiled versus interpreted versions of it. It's basically like being a virtual machine and stuff. Anyway, but I literally use an array of bools. And my C# style is literally the most opposite to idiomatic C# you'll ever see. Like, I basically never use interfaces. I never use polymorphism. Basically everything's static. I use enums for error codes. I never use exceptions. But the C# compiler leaves me alone. It leaves me alone. I don't care. It just leaves me alone. So I can write stuff really quickly. I don't need to care about, oh my god, you have an unused local variable. Oh my god. Like if I go like this, int value equals 10. Oh my god, I didn't use it. Oh, it still works. Like it compiles. It leaves me alone. It just gives me, a thing called a warning. Have you ever heard of like a thing called a warning, right? So it warns me, oh, I didn't use it. Oh, you have an unused local variable. Okay. Warn me. Okay. Don't stop me from compiling, and it leaves me alone. Right? It leaves me alone. Whereas in Go, this is an error. Whereas type Go here, but if I go to the converted Go version, var value int equals 10. Unused local variable. Oh my, yeah, because my computer's going to blow up because I didn't use the local variable. Can you leave me alone, please? Honestly. So generally, I gravitate towards languages that leave me alone. So C, C#, C++, even though I hate it. C3, Odin. Maybe Python, kind of. I hate Python. But obviously, like, it's not that I don't write stuff in Zig. It's just that if I'm experimenting, I'm never going to choose Zig. I'm just not going to. Life is too short. Just leave me alone. And the problem is these languages generally don't want to have an experimentation mode. Why? Because they think they're basically trying to stop bugs in production and enterprise and stuff like this. But they'll think that if you have an option to, make the compiler relaxed, then everyone's going to use it in production. So that's kind of the problem. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Have you ever tried to use Zig or Rust or Go and be experimenting and just get annoyed by the compiler? Because that's basically every time I use Zig most of the time. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next time.